everyone, welcome to Little Greens. Being plant mom is not easy. Any home gardener requires few instruments, few tools to enjoy that beautiful hobby of plant nurturing. Today in this episode, I am going to demonstrate the usefulness of few important tools that we require if we are home gardeners. The first important thing that I would like to show is this multi-purpose box. It's a large plastic utility box with the wheels for me to easily move it from one place to other. Now this box contains all the basics of my home gardening. I'll take you to the tour of this utility box. Besides the tools of gardening, my box also has the other essentials of the home gardening. The potting mix which is kept ready. Then there is vermiculite. I have also the Epsom salt inside. Then there is a mesh which I always use for screening or blocking the potholes. This is a rooting hormone. Then this is the fungicide. This is the roll of mesh. Now there is another block of cocoa chips which I use in my potting mix. This is white sand in the box. Here in this box we have neem cake powder. This is vermicompost. Here on this side I have kept bone meal and some pebbles at the bottom. Now as I have showed you all these, you might have noticed I like to be organized. That's why whenever I keep some items, instead of putting them just here and then searching them whenever in need, I like them to be kept in separate containers so that they are easy to be taken out as and when required. So this saves a lot of time. This helps you make gardening a pleasurable task, especially when you don't have to hunt for the small materials which are required, and you can have them instantly in one go. I would suggest you all also to use these containers which come for different food items in your house and not throw them away, and reuse them to store these required material so that you can have them whenever you need them on time. And this box can be easily kept in any corner of my room. Whenever I need it, I just have to pull it out. The wheels make it very easy for me to just pull it outside and I can take whatever I needed on time. So let me take you one by one. What are the other important things that you should have when you are home gardening? Coming to the section of the tools which you can see here, they are right now kept in a tray, a rectangular plastic tray, which I often use whenever I am doing some repotting or pruning, so that the soil or the dead leaves do not spill all over the area and create a mess. So this comes very handy. It is lightweight, it can be washed and it can be used. So I would suggest you all to use this. You should have one in your house, a dedicated tray or trough to have your plants being cared for. This tray also has got a dual utility. If you are bottom watering your plants, that is when you pour water in the entire tray and then you place the planters inside. This we do specifically to the water sensitive plants, that is kind of succulents who are allergic to the exposure of water on the leaves. So we usually go to bottom watering. In that case, this tray comes handy. You can just fill up the tray, maybe half tray, and then place the planters inside the water will seep through the bottom hole and the plant roots will suck in the required water. Now you can see few tools in here. The first thing which I feel is very important is a pruner. Now it has got a lock here, you can see. So the lock is ensured for safety. You have to just unlock this to release the knife, and you can chop off the unwanted leaves or stems or the additional growth of your plant. This is specifically useful when you are planning to propagate any plant, and pruner I consider a must. One thing which we have to keep in mind when we are using any of the tools, whether it is a pruner or anything else here, is we need to keep it sanitized. We have to sterilize it before every use. So what I preferably do is, whenever I have used this pruner, you can see it is sparkling clean. So what I do is, whenever I use this pruner or any instrument, I just wipe them with the Dettol antiseptic or a spray. So you can use any kind of antiseptic. Avoid putting them in the running water because they may get rusted if they are not of the pure stainless steel material. So this is very important, I believe, and allow it to dry. Sometimes we can sterilize it keeping it under the hot sun for a period of 1 hour or so, depending on the heat that your tools can endure. This here is a trowel. Now trowel is often used to spoon the soil or the potting mixture to add in the pot. So whenever we are doing any potting, so we use this trowel to spoon up the soil and add in the pots. And this spear shape of the trowel helps in directing the potting mix in the right place. So this is very important again for any of the home gardening skills that you want to acquire. Now next you see in my hand is a fork. I use this fork to loosen any kind of soil around the plant in a planter before I want to fertilize or water the plant. Now it is not necessary to keep on loosening the soil around every now and then. I do it once in a month if I find that the soil has become little dense. This is a small cultivator which I use to plow around whenever I want to free the roots of the excessive soil, or when I'm doing any kind of repotting, specifically when I get the plants from a nursery. They are planted in the ordinary garden soil. I do not use garden soil, and I use my own soilless potting mixture. So whenever I have to free them, I just comb this cultivator over the roots and free it of the stuck soil or the clumps of soil which are around that. So this is the purpose of this cultivator for me. This is a set of 3 tools which I got it online. You can also order from any of the websites. It has got a wooden handle and they are quite lightweight. Gloves are the next important thing which we should have when we are doing home gardening, specifically when we are handling the plants. Now these are special garden gloves. You can see on one side they have thick rubber base, and on the other side they have breathable material, and I can easily wear them. So I propose using garden gloves always when you are handling any plant or repotting them. Now the use of these garden gloves is specifically when you are handling the cacti. Usually cactus has thorny surfaces and it is very difficult for us to lift a cactus and repot it. Other alternative for the garden gloves is these simple latex gloves which are found in any medical store. You can easily purchase them. I usually use them whenever I am fertilizing my plants. So when you wear these gloves, it is very easy to wear first of all, and they stick right to your hand. That is, they take the exact shape of your hand and since they have a thin layer, they give you the feel and touch of a plant while handling them. So it is very good option for the garden gloves, because you may have to spend on these, but these are use and throw and quite cheap as compared to the garden gloves. But yes, they will not be useful when you are handling the thorny succulents. Many of us may have these boxes left over from the period of COVID. During the pandemic, we all ended up buying so many boxes of these hand gloves. So you can use them when you are gardening, and in this way you can put them to a better use while home gardening. Another alternative which I suggest is these ordinary use and throw plastic gloves. Now you don't have to purchase them, they are very cheap actually. You just have to, they are very easy to wear. Again, since they are thin, they give you the feel whenever you want to hold any plant and you are potting them. Again, they will not help you when you are dealing with the cacti, thorny cacti that is, but very good because you can use and just throw them away. If you are buying any beauty products like hair colors and all, you'll find them coming free in every carton. You can keep them aside and use them while gardening. No gardener can ignore the utility of these two things. Yes, this is a mister or a sprayer. This I use very often to mist my plants. It is hot summer, you can see the blazing sun, and my plants very often need misting to retain the moisture. So I use, there are different nozzle options here for the spray and misting. I use this. It is not very heavy and not very expensive also. So this is one. And the second one is a simple watering can. It looks very pretty. I bought it from IKEA. So since it has got a spout, this can help you in watering the roots of the plants. So this helps you in the proper watering of the plants when they are in planter without spilling the water outside the planter. This is very handy again, since it is small, it's not very heavy. I can easily fill it up with the water. I just have to dip it in the bucket of water and I can pour the water in the plant. Let me take the example of this plant. Now this plant, you see, it does not show me the soil and I cannot simply pour the water on top because it will settle somewhere in the leaves. And it has got little scope of watering from the surroundings. So if I'm using this, the spout, you can see, can be easily pointed at the place where I find the free place to pour the water. So you can easily channelize the water where it should be reaching, that is near the roots. So in this way, the leaves also will not get unnecessarily wet and the water will reach where it is supposed to reach. Now these watering cans come in different shapes, sizes and colors. The best part of these is that if you simply place them next to your planters, they also serve the purpose of beautifying the place. They look very beautiful and trendy when they are kept next to any planter. Being a plant mom is not an easy job for me, so it involves a lot of dedication and effort along with the plant love. Sometimes it requires a lot of energy too, when you have to lift heavy planters and move them to the watering zone. So this tray or this crate comes very handy, and this is what I use to carry my planters from the place to the kitchen platform. Being a sturdy tray, it easily carries the weight of my ceramic planters. I don't use plastic planters for my plants. I prefer ceramic planters. So they are equally fragile. So we have to be immensely careful when we are handling them. Specifically after being watered, they become wet and slippery. So it is really dangerous to carry those planters. I would suggest to keep those planters in this Give your plants a good bath. Just keep it on some dry place or rinse it off, and then your plants are ready to go back to thrive in their designated place. This utility tray can be easily bought from any of the garden center because this is specifically made for nursery use. You can purchase it from there. Don't forget to mention in the comment box how many of you are using similar hack to carry your plants from one place to other. So dear viewers, I am sure this small attempt of mine has been little helpful for you to organize your gardening skills and make it a very easy going hobby at home without creating a mess inside your house. Please drop your comments in the comment section and let me know what else you have in your house to help and improve your gardening. That's all from Little Greens. I request all the viewers to please drop in the comment section your views, ideas or opinions on this video. You can also mention what other instruments or tools you use in home gardening, and please do not forget to like, subscribe and comment. Please share this video with your friends. Thank you very much. Happy gardening.